Early start, love it. Thanks for being here. And I am ready to finish the very cool, very fun, Christmas themed, holiday themed gingerbread AT-AT, the Star Wars set that is hard to get, if not impossible to get right now, unless you're willing to pay a premium. Set number 40806, 697 pieces, and one sweet gingerbread Darth Vader. So happy Christmas Eve, and it might be Christmas where you are already, depending on your time zone. So let's get started. Fox, let's go. Tavaya, welcome, welcome. Leave a like if you like Lego. If you like building Lego, collecting Lego, talking about Lego, you're at the right place. Fox says, Merry Christmas from Britain. Merry Christmas, or perhaps, as they say over there, Vox, Happy Christmas. Alexandria, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Yes, Merry Christmas to you guys, Alexandria, Tavaya. Tavaya says, I'm not going to be able to do Christmas because my mom has to work. Oh, Tavaya. Well, let's see. Hopefully you guys can come up with a contingency plan. Maybe celebrate Christmas when you're together, even if it's later in the day or on the 26th. But as long as you're healthy and with your family, we'll consider that a good blessing. Yes, Alexandria, wishing everyone Merry Christmas. Okay, so here we go. This has been a very exciting, fun build to share. And I experimented yesterday with a different camera and microphone, and it was, let's just say, quite a mashup of live streams. My camera cut out on me 4 times, and then finally I'm like, you know what, stick to the tried and true, stick with the one you always use, and the lighting's already better and everything. So not doing that again. Live and learn. Thankfully though, there's one bag left to finish up the gingerbread AT-AT. And you'll notice I added a bit of fun modification there. Very minimal, but you know, these sand stormtroopers, I think that's what my son called them, or clone troopers, work out perfectly. They came in a set, and I think Brit and Bricks knew the correct technical term, and I don't know if I have the full build here, but this is a set that I think comes with maybe another micro build and basically a battle pack. But I saw this guy sitting there on this shelf, or in a box actually, in our storage bin for Star Wars, and I thought this is a perfect armor color to add to the gingerbread AT-AT. So if you're able to get this set at some point, unfortunately, it's impossible to get right now, but maybe right after Christmas, it won't be impossible. It's a $50 set, decently priced. I've never built one of these real or regular AT-ATs, but this one's super fun. And of course, it's got those quirky attributes to it, like a fireplace on the inside. You can see that there's a green and red stocking there, and a little bit of a hearth, a cup of hot cocoa. I mean, every creature comfort you can imagine, a nice lounge chair, and a giant candy cane hanging from the other side there, a wreath, my goodness, and presents. Perhaps Darth Vader has another side to him where he plays the role of Santa Claus in a galaxy far, far away. And so yeah, added the Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper pilot, because why not? That way Darth Vader can just be Darth Vader. Gingerbread Darth Vader. So a very cool build. This is 40806 is the set number, 697 pieces. I'll put the box here, I can see it a little bit better. And there's 5 bags total, so I'm on bag 5. So let's finish up the gingerbread AT-AT. We've had quite a fun series of live streams, as you can see behind me, building up the upscale Santa minifigure there, the vintage fireplace, and the Santa Claus sleigh, or Santa sleigh, and the Santa workshop mixed in with obviously some other Lego sets. But the gingerbread AT-AT was one I definitely wanted to build during this Christmas season leading up to Christmas, and here we go. So I'm So thanks for joining me, and leave a like. I know there's more than 3 of you out there who've been watching, so leave a like when you see the little like button on there. This is the channel, BrickTherapy23. Here's our logo here, our fun logo of myself, Sig Fig, my son, Sig Fig, and we're ready to build. Bag 5, finishing up the gingerbread AT-AT. Maybe you have this set. Maybe you built up this set yourself. I know a couple people have, and they said it's a pretty fun build. I've seen some minor criticisms of it just because it's a smaller AT-AT or something like that. I don't know what their expectations were, since it's just a Christmas set, and maybe because it's not, you know, a larger scale size build. But for $55 for a cool gingerbread AT-AT Star Wars set like this, why not? Why not just appreciate it for what it is? And, you know, look at all the fun feature, the interior there with the, I can't get over that fireplace on the inside. I did not notice that. I've seen it built up at the Lego store, but you got a green, a green and red stocking on the inside there. And of course, Darth Vader looking very cool. He can either hold this lightsaber or a large candy cane. Right now he's holding a Christmas cookie, I guess. And then, of course, you got the candy cane turrets on the end of the front of the AT-AT here. So how fun is that? And then, of course, my add-on. So just repeating a little bit of what the highlights are so far with this build. And let's see here. I got Upscale Santa here. That was the last build. Again, I got these 2 sets at the same time. These Lego Christmas sets come out every year. And we were talking yesterday and speculating and, you know, probably reasonably guessing that they'll do another theme like this next year. We're assuming Lego will probably do a similar theme next year with the gingerbread Star Wars series. And so how fun would that be? And, you know, some guesses might be, my guess on a grander scale might be a Millennium Falcon, a gingerbread Millennium Falcon. How fun would that be? Let's see. Happy holidays, everyone. Yes, thank you, Alexandria. Vox says Geonosis Clone Trooper Battle Pack. That's the name of this set. The Clone Trooper is from. Vox bringing in the facts. Thank you, Romy Briggs. How's the Home Alone build going? I've seen some great progress on there. Yeah, namaste to Roaming Bricks all the way out there in India. Of course, you guys are way ahead time zone wise. So you guys have already reached the 25th of December. And we get to go a little bit slower here on the western coast of the US and ring in Christmas in about an hour or a little bit less than an hour and a half. So fun to be here with you guys and celebrate a little bit of Christmas Eve before we get to the fun and anticipation of Christmas morning, which is probably one of the best parts, right, of the holiday, especially if you celebrate Christmas as a kid. That is probably one of the just most exciting times of the year. You know, that early morning, you can't sleep anymore. You're excited to open presents and all that good stuff. So, hey, Alexander, good to see you here. Alexander, the stop motion guy. Roman Brick says, Home Alone set is fully built. I admired it for about 2 hours after the stream. Yes, Roman Bricks, I need to add that to my wish list. That one, I've gone back and forth with that set, and it's the same price as the modular Natural History Museum, and I just can't bring myself to decide on either one. The History Museum obviously probably had precedent as I was building up those other modulars that we just finished the assembly square, and I thought, oh, I gotta stick with the modulars. But of course, every time Christmas rolls around, and that set's been out for a few years now, that one always enters into the I gotta have that set type of list. And I don't think it's retiring just yet. So I guess I should probably act on it soon, right? Maybe there'll be I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that set go on sale. or maybe get a decent price for it on BrickLink. You know, someone who bought it and didn't want it anymore. You never know, especially people who bought into the, you know, oh, I gotta have a Christmas build. Oh, that Home Alone house. Yeah, I've seen the movie. It'll be perfect. And then it's just a big set, so they don't want it anymore. So yeah, but I like the fact that you admired it for 2 hours after the stream. That's hilarious. Romy Brick says, such a cool set to build and enjoy. Nice. Romy Brick says, not monetized yet. Let's see. THIJ or Thiegman Lack. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure how to say that. I have Emperor Palpatine minifigure. Very cool. Very cool. I'll just call you TH. Very cool, TH. Let's see. Janine says, Merry early Christmas Brick Therapy. Yeah, Janine. Merry Christmas early to you. Merry Christmas Eve. And gosh, in about an hour and 20 minutes, Merry Christmas. So thanks, guys. Leave a like if you're joining the channel, joining the chat. I know more than 4 of you have gone on and said hello. And please leave a like. Don't forget to do that. In fact, if one of you guys, maybe Romy Bricks, can type me a message to pin, please remember to like and subscribe to BrickTherapy23. But just great to see all you guys here. Great to hear how fun the Home Alone build was. And how long would you say it took you to build that, Roman Bricks? If you weren't live streaming, like some people say, oh my gosh, you're still building that set. How many live streams, how many hours have you spent on it? It's like, well, if it's a set I'm building on a live stream, then it's probably a lot slower than normal because I just do the build as I live stream. But if it's just a set where I was just building on my own, you know, privately, this thing would probably be done, I would say like in an hour and a half or so. Just guessing. I know if I gave it to a little Brick Therapy, my son, he would knock it out quickly. But I want to enjoy these sets, so I don't mind kind of delaying and, you know, letting it just slowly come together. And it's fun to talk about Lego as well and build at the same time. And there we go. There's one panel piece for the Gingerbread AT-AT. Everything looks so good. This set would actually be fun, you know, on a very minimal way to recreate in real gingerbread and, you know, make it an edible one. In fact, I don't know if you guys saw, check our channel. My son made a gingerbread Brick Therapy guy. So he made a gingerbread cookie that looks like Brick Therapy. Check it out. Leave a like for that picture. It's fun to say or to share that with you. There we go. Thank you, Roman Bricks. We aim for 20 likes. Let's go. I'm going to pin that. Thank you. Let's see. Janine says, hope you have a great new year. Thank you, Janine. You as well. And we'll just enjoy Christmas Eve right now. We can enjoy these nice holiday breaks. Nice and slow. Take it easy. TH says, Lego legend. Yes, awesome. Alexander says, Brick Therapy, I see you have ad revenue. Oh, I don't have ad revenue, Alexander, at least not that I know of. I don't have the hours just yet. It takes a while. Patience is key, my friend. But either way, this is just a fun, I found you guys through YouTube and live streaming, and a commonality with so many of you around the world, literally, and just talking Lego, that it's just fun to be here and share and talk with you guys. So monetized or not, it's just, it really is a blessing to meet a lot of you guys through the Lego community. And of course, the Lego community through YouTube. All right, so I have always found it a challenge to get these darn round green plates. These plates, I just have a hard time getting them connected properly on flat plates. I don't know why, they just don't line up the same way, but there we go. So now I gotta see if I'm doing this part right. So adding the undercarriage part of the panel to the Gingerbread AT-AT. So 697 pieces, it's kept me pretty busy. I think The more challenging part, unfortunately, yesterday was all the tech difficulties I had trying to use a different phone camera and microphone, and that almost became a disaster. So I don't want to do that again. So thankfully, we're back to the old tried and true, and you guys are here, and I really love it. So thanks for all that. We aim for 20 likes. Thank you, Romy Bricks. I'm going to bed now, says Janine. Have a good stream. Thank you, Janine. Thanks for being here. Leave a like. And just glad to see you guys on this Christmas Eve before all the excitement begins. Or maybe it's already begun, depending on where you are. Fox pointed out it's already Christmas in the UK. And so it's just fun to see you guys here for as long as you can devote to talking about Lego. And I don't know if you caught the news. I think actually someone mentioned it yesterday. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, it's reached popular news now. I noticed on Yahoo News that the Minas Tirith, the info about that set has already leaked. And so if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, and probably in addition to the hype about basically the idea or the theme of Lord of the Rings in general, is that the movies, the extended version of those movies, are going to be out in theaters again next month. I don't think for like a super wide release, but I've seen that part advertised. And now they're going to, or Lego's going to obviously make a Minas Tirith set. I think if the news about that Lego set has already reached regular news outlets, like internet news outlets, but not just like random blog websites, but like Yahoo News, you know, just something that probably gets its news from other sources, then that means it's probably going to be a reality. So a Minas Tirith Lego set coming out, I think it said June of 2026. And here we go again. You know, you have a list, maybe a goal of getting certain sets every year, and you know, you save up money for it, and then a set like this comes out and you're thinking, oh, do I change my budget plans for the next Lego set? And I guess depending on what it looks like, that could, you know, alter a lot of people's plans. It may alter mine. I was talking about, you know, mentioning it for the longest, of getting a UCS Millennium Falcon, which might retire pretty soon. Of course, just talked about the Home Alone house, talked about the Natural History Museum, modular. Like there's so many big sets, and you know, you can't buy them all. But if they're talking about a Minas Tirith set, we already built up the Bardor and the Shire and Rivendell, my son and I, during this past summer of live streams. So check those out as well if you want to just see kind of the process of me talking with my son and then building, you know, bag by bag these sets. Well, not this, but just as an example, that to see this set come out, that might, and to see this Minas Tirith set maybe being released in the summer. Oh my goodness, you know, what timing. All right, so there we go. There's the, let's see, very cool. So, oops, did I do this right? I'm trying to see, oh, okay. So this thing can open pretty, oops. I was gonna say, this panel can open pretty wide, but I guess it just has that Technic attachment to it. So I'm trying to adjust. How does one, I think it folds upward and down. All right, so this, let me redo this, guys. But yeah, if a Minas Tirith set comes out in June, what to do, what are the plans? What are the plans for a set like that? Oh, I forgot to put on, no wonder it came off easily. I didn't put, I did not put a reinforced part of the build so it doesn't get knocked off here. So June 2026, and I think that Minas Tirith set is gonna be what did they say? Over 8,000 pieces and in the $600 range. So probably the same price as the Titanic. So again, a lot to, I don't know, consider. Romy Brick says, the Vader minifigure is cool in the gingerbread version. I agree, Romy Bricks, I agree. The Minas Tirith is coming our way. I'm picking that up, Romy Bricks says. Oh, Romy Bricks already got it on the list. Love it. Odele, there you are. Odele, good to see you, man. Alexandria says, Technic is evil. I know, well, I did not, what do you call it? I did not look at the next page. I skipped from 135 and then looked at the big picture. So I basically skipped this page right here that shows you need to put some more plates on there to keep those things on there. I just went straight to this page. I'm like, oh, cool. Let's put the thing on the gingerbread AT-AT. But, you know, let's get to the first step here, or the following step. Do this in order. Come on. Part of the fun of brick therapy is building Lego correctly so the darn thing doesn't fall apart on you. And or launch Christmas garland all over the place, Lego style. Although everything's pretty closely packed on this, so if you do build up this set, you'll notice you have to kind of reorient. Well, not reorient, but be very meticulous about where you place these pieces. So there's the interior. Like you got to put these hook plates or 1x2s on, and then there's this red leaf garland here, and this thing, and these they want to like basically pop one another off the build. So I can't do that. All right, now I can put the panel on. I don't think it's any more sturdy than it was, but I do think there's something that needs to reach across to hold it in place.
Can I say a quick hello?
And oh, here we go. Little Brick Therapy, come over on this side. Little Brick Therapy finally wants to be in the live stream again.
Hello, everybody.
Well, don't stay there for 2 seconds. Wait for people to say hello to you.
Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. How are we doing?
So, Little Brick Therapy is my son. He and I started this channel a while back, along with my older son who did our first video for us. And there's Little Brick Therapy. Can't you see the resemblance? Right there. There's me. There's him. See? Can't you see? That looks like us. And there's Brick Therapy in the middle.
One-to-one look-alike.
It's right, exactly. So I was telling everybody, son, that the Minas Tirith rumors are true.
Really?
Yeah. 8,000 pieces, about 600. So it's like the size of the Titanic almost.
Epic.
But I think the build itself will be more like Hogwarts Castle over there. You know, Hogwarts Castle whoosh, over there.
Does it come into a minifigure?
It'll be like that. Yeah, it'll, what did it say? The article I read was on Yahoo News. I think it comes with King Aragorn.
That's a good start.
If you know the characters, Faramir, Boromir's brother. Oh, what's the dad's name? The steward who goes crazy. The guy who wants to...
Denethor?
Yeah, Denethor. So yeah, it comes with some cool stuff.
Awesome.
So yeah. Hello, young Jedi. There we go. All right.
Well,
Little Brick Therapy. He's here. Hey, Paige. Thank you. Paige says, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a good New Year. Thank you, Paige. Odele says, hello there to everyone. I'm building the SF24 Ferrari in the new year, the big scale set. Roaming Bricks, bringing in the variety of sets. Love it. Alexandria says, will you be adding the hospital wing set to your Hogwarts castle? Oh, is that what that other micro build is, Alexandria? I don't know. The Hogwarts castle, the set I just showed you guys, was a gift from my brother, and I would have never gotten that set. So I'll have to look that up, Alexandria. Is it like the micro build that I think is out this year? Anyway, I'll have to look that up. I don't know all the Harry Potter sets that well. But yeah, so if you like Lego, if you like talking Lego, there's so much Lego to talk about. We're talking about the Gingerbread AT-AT, finishing that up. We're talking about Brick Therapy, of course. This is our logo here. So leave a like, join the chat, say hello. Merry Christmas to all you guys as we build here. And we've got just a little bit left to go. One panel on and one more panel left. The sad part is then you block the cool living room theme going on in there. You know, you got the hot cocoa, you've got the stockings on the wall there, and you've got a little fireplace inside the Gingerbread AT-AT. You've got this fire looking minifig in gingerbread Darth Vader, and I added the clone trooper pilot just because the color matched up perfectly. Okay, so panel number 2, and I think the rest of the build is judging from the picture here, the rest of the build is kind of all the trim and the kind of the lights part there, you know, the string of lights. So this thing's gonna be pretty fancy looking when it's all done. Of course, it's all there in the box art, but I don't know if you guys are like me. I don't really notice or appreciate all the detail as well until I finish the build. So right now I am noticing way more to this set than I have in the past, like of course with the interior part, which I showed you. I've seen this set built up at the Lego store, and it's kind of a bummer because since it's released back in October, it has been sold out or back order. So I guess, you know, when it was on back order, you could have ordered it early in that first week or so of October, and you probably got the set in the mail before Christmas. And then I think after all these last couple months or so of double insider points and, you know, Black Friday and all these other days where there were specials going on with the Lego.com, that it just, and of course being close to Christmas, it just got bought up quick. And I've noticed, and others have pointed out, that, you know, it's triple the price if you were to try and buy it within the last few days on eBay or whatever. So that's no fun. Don't do that. I know it's hard, you know, when it's a set that, you know, is pretty fun and exciting, but yeah, don't give into the hype. Don't let the FOMO take over and, you know, make you go broke over one little Christmas set, because there's so many other things to get. Romy Brick says, be right back. Romy Brick says, you should become a partner for Brick Crawl event. Romy Bricks, if you're mentioning that to me, I know Little Lego, or not Little Lego, Never Too Old for Lego told me about that. And so leave me the details. If you guys are talking about that with me, then I would love to be part of that. I think that's New Year's, right? Hey, Meta. Merry Christmas to Meta. Good to see you guys here. Britton Bricks. Hopefully, Britton Bricks, you are, oh, I was just going to say, hopefully you're off of work and you say, one more hour till I get home. Britton Bricks, early Christmas morning to you, I think, right? Let's see, you guys are 8 hours ahead of us, so like almost 7 in the morning over there, if I got the time right. But yeah, glad to see all of you guys here. Still Christmas Eve for us in my time zone, which is awesome. Love the fact that it's early over here still, and then of course getting to hear from you guys who are already in the Christmas time zone region of the world, the UK or India, or maybe the East Coast of the US, or just a couple hours ahead of me in the Midwest. But it's been fun building up all these Christmas sets. Well, the ones in front right here and kind of in the foreground, and talking with you guys. Hey, Ashley, Merry Christmas. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining the chat, saying hello. Leave a like if you guys like talking Lego, of course, and joining our community. And if you're new to my channel, we have a pretty fun community. There's several of us on here who also have Lego channels. Please like and subscribe to BrickTherapy23. Little Brick Therapy made a cameo appearance just a few moments ago. And if you didn't catch that, of course, you can always rewind the video. And our plans for Lego sets in the new year are, well, I was gonna say open-ended, but I still would love to add a UCS set to our collection and or another modular, which would be the Natural History Museum. But Roaming Bricks, I've seen him building up on his channel, or just finishing the Home Alone house, and that one, having just watched the movies again, I guess that set probably has its sales increase big time between November and December, and then drastically decrease through the rest of the year. But that set must be pretty popular still, because it's been out for a lot longer than other sets that have come and gone and been retired. So I think if there is a set that's probably a must buy before it retires, it'd probably be that one. The Natural History Museum modular probably got one more year left also. But now, talking about big sets, it's the Minas Tirith set that, if you were a Lord of the Rings fan, it's crazy. Britton Brick says, yep, it's definitely Christmas Day here, 7 a.m. Don't wish your time away. No, sir, exactly. Merry Christmas to Tanner. Tanner with the emphasis there. Let's keep it family friendly, especially on this Christmas Eve. Good to see all you guys. And let me just give it one more. We survived the crazy 4 stop and go live streams yesterday. Thanks for sticking with me on that one. Today we're gonna stick with 1 camera, 1 microphone, and 1 final bag to finish this build. Bag number 5 of the Gingerbread AT-AT, and working on the second panel here to be the other side door, which unfortunately, so you kind of want to leave the panel flaps up because it shows off a very fun interior, which has the fireplace and the stockings hanging from the inside wall, like a lounge chair, Darth Vader and some creature comforts. Go figure. It actually makes me want to buy a Star Wars Advent calendar, just to add some fun details to these Christmas sets. I forgot last year they gave Lego had that. I think it was, or maybe you bought it. It was like a Christmas bill with Darth Vader and a Christmas sweater, and it was kind of like the same dimensions as the Santa's workshop right here. This one, I'll have to dig that out. I did not even take the darn thing out of the box. So anyway, if Lego does continue these gingerbread theme sets next year, this could be a totally sub theme of collecting, which probably is for a lot of people already. But to get a Star Wars Advent calendar, maybe one that is an older one, maybe those older ones might be on discount, at least for a little while, but I'm sure most of them sell out pretty quickly because, it's Star Wars, and Star Wars is popular. But if they come out with some more fun-looking Advent theme sets, or not Advent theme sets, but gingerbread themes like next year, like we were kind of speculating last year, then it would be super fun to add some more minifigs to that whole collection overall. So yeah, let's see. Tanner is here. Treelosh, hello, or Treelosh, welcome. Good to see you here. Britton Brick says, roaming, I had such a blast on the live stream. It definitely made me feel like I should do those more often. Very cool, Britton Bricks. Noah, hello, Noah, welcome. Treelosh says, can you give me a shout out? It would make my day. You got it. Treelosh or Treelosh, hopefully I'm saying that right. Treelosh 2014 is here in the Brick Therapy chat. Merry Christmas to you guys. Yes, we just did. And good to see you here. And let's see, Britton Bricks or Roaming Bricks or Alexandria, can you make sure it's no spam? No spam. Thank you, Alexandria, taking care of that. Odele says, I'm bored in the house. And I'm in the house bored. Oh my goodness, Odele. Well, glad that you're watching the Brick Therapy live stream. We're talking all kinds of Lego themes. So, you know, join us in the speculation for 2026 possible gingerbread Star Wars themed sets next year. And then, of course, already talked about or brought up the fact that the Lord of the Rings upcoming Lego set, the rumors are, although now they're leaked to widespread news, that the Minas Tirith set is definitely being released. About 8,000 pieces and about $600. So if you've already budgeted for some pretty substantial sets in the new year, get ready for one more. And I do not have a list as to how many giant Lego sets I will get gosh, I don't know, in my Lego collecting overall, but there are a lot now. You know, there's the Captain Jack's Black Pearl or pirate ship. There's the Goonies set. There's the UCS Death Star. That's just in the last few months. The Star Trek set. And now this Minas Tirith set that's going to be coming out in June. And who knows what's coming out in between now and then. There is that new modular, the shopping center, but that one I'm not really interested in. All right, so we're almost done with this, though. This set being only 697 pieces, what can I say? This set is sweet. This set and build deserves 20 likes alone. Now, you know, even with the panel on it, it's even more fun to have that panel because then you get the interior of a wreath on either side. So if you turn it around and open the other panel, you get, a wreath with holly on it, or garland, whatever the correct term is, and a hot cocoa mug. So I added, you know, one more minifig to the set. Got to have the gingerbread clone trooper pilot, and the build continues. Okay, I got to take off Darth Vader and add some reinforcement paneling to the top here. So you gotta love these light brown bricks. They are perfect for this theme and color for the gingerbread build and Star Wars theme set here. And the funny part is, or the coincidental part is, you know, there are other Star Wars sets with this light brown color. You could modify, if you have any of these, you could modify these, especially this one, this land speeder. In fact, let's just experiment a little bit. You know, I could modify this and add some trim and turn this thing into a gingerbread land speeder from Mos Eisley, right? Is that the planet? But there, you know, just add a little bit of green and red, and all of a sudden it's starting to look like another. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna have to take these off at some point. But, you know, a little Christmas theme land speeder build coming to a Lego store near you. So got some fun colors that are already in, you know, production by Lego, but for sure, you know, these things can match up pretty well. You know, you got to have a gingerbread themed build that is related to the rebellion side of things. Odelay says, run for the hills. Britton Brick says, now that would be nice, Odelay. Tanner says, it's midnight. I'm unhealthy. Oh my goodness, too much sugar going on. Oh my goodness, it's Christmas over there for Tanner. Another person's time zone has reached the Christmas zone. Hey, Chris Vick, Merry Christmas. Chris, you just missed my son. He stopped by to say hi, but glad to see you here now. Leave a like as you guys sign in and say hello. Ninjago not having a holiday set or advent calendar is a huge missed opportunity. You are right, Odelay. I would think now, especially with the 15-year anniversary set coming out, they need to do that. Britton Brick says, medium, I think the color is what we call nugget. Medium nugget. Ah, okay. So what's your favorite set? Tanner, good question. You know my answer is going to be the Ninjago City. So yes, that is it. Merry Christmas to Sean. Tanner, the favorite set is the Ninjago City set. There you go. See, Britton Bricks knows the answer. Could have a quiz and ask you guys. Alexandria says the Star Wars Advent Calendar was not good this year. Yeah, I took a pass on all the Advent calendars this year. Actually, I have lately because the price is just too much. YouTube with the obvious comment there. Chris Vick says, I like them, but one problem you need is a job at Lego. Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, I wonder how. I wonder what it's like to just be a Lego employee, kind of in the corporate office. Like, I wonder how many people, what you get to experience just working in the Lego corporate office. I remember that that documentary we talked about. That was pretty interesting about following a guy who ended up being hired as a Lego designer. And then when they walked outside of this was like the Billund office in Denmark. When they walked outside, they had like all these, office window panels, and the outside, the whole building closed up like that. It was like something out of the Marvel Endgame movie, where the whole building could just like turn into a fortress. Okay, so placing some random, candy sprinkle colors on the gingerbread AT-AT, loosely following the pattern here. If you're an old school toy fan, you'll probably remember something called Light Bright. And this is what this feels like right now. I'm placing some light bright little panel pieces there. Okay, so it feels like the set's done, but no, there's still some, well, you guys can kind of see, there's still some more to go here. So let's continue on and just enjoy the time here talking about Christmas. The Harry Potter calendar was the best one this year, says Britton Bricks. I'll have to look at that one. Once they were selling those Advent calendars for $45 in the US, I just didn't pay attention anymore. I'll see those at Costco every once in a while. I think, you have to be at Costco early in the morning to catch them, but they sometimes go on some pretty serious discounts. So I think the last time we bought a Lego Advent calendar, we got it at Costco, and the price dropped to like under $15. Like, it was super cheap. But that was a while ago now. And now with the crazy prices and inflation and just a lot of other challenges in economics these last few years, don't know if I'll see that kind of discount again. But that was the last time we got an Advent calendar. And they're pretty fun. I do like the Marvel ones as too. If you're looking to have a few fun minifigures to add to your collection, you definitely can't go wrong with getting a few Advent calendars for your collection. But, one's enough. When you're if you have to spend $45, you don't want to do that too often. Because those $45 could go to another set, especially to one of the bigger sets that, you're trying to budget for and add to your collection. Okay, whole lot of panel piece stuff getting built up here. Okay. This does remind me, it kind of seems consistent. I haven't built up a true version of an AT-AT set, but this build does remind me in the movie The Return of the Jedi, when the Ewoks basically battle these things, which is it's kind of a ridiculous concept that those little Ewoks were able to fight against Imperial stormtroopers and all their, equipment. But when they fight those guys in the forest and the logs hit these things and like blow it up, and then you see all the panels open, now I can appreciate that, because there's a whole lot of panel stuff going on here. Okay, so one more panel here to kind of close up this corner. And I can see the where they match right there. There's the clip right there. So we add that. And go figure, whatever I did knocked off another piece. So again, not the most sturdy of builds. Let's try that again. Oh, because it connects to these things. Well, these things are not in here. Do this, I'll have to hold it with my thumb. There we go. Okay. So there we go. We got the front panel piece. It's got like another dimension to it. So, and it looks like there's a back panel I got to build here now and do the same thing for the other side. So that's where all these other pieces are coming from. I was wondering, I'm like, it seems complete, but no, there's more. There's more. Mage Wizard, psh, Merry Christmas. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Yeah, the calendars are 30 pounds here, says Britain Bricks, the advent calendars. Yeah, too much money. They're not worth it. You get like 4 minifigures. That's kind of cool, but for the price, and then all those random little mini builds, which honestly, they're not that exciting. It's just extra little pieces. It was fun when my kids were younger and, you know, they could open one calendar day each day and do a little mini build. That was kind of fun, but other than that, I'll, you know, if I can find them on discount, or just keep the ones you have and take them apart and distribute everything, then it's fine. Can redo it. But in terms of if they do come out with another gingerbread themed Star Wars set next year, it might be fun to get a Star Wars advent calendar and just kind of add that, have a fun Christmas Star Wars advent calendar display, if that makes sense. But yeah, just have like a little sub theme kind of going on and enjoy the whole setup that way. But oh my gosh, there's a whole lot going on here. Lots of little panel pieces here. Adding all these pieces, it sure does look like candy sprinkles and everything. So Lego does have that effect. Kind of harkens back to that dots theme that Lego was doing. Oops. Am I doing this right? Oh, that dots theme that Lego was doing a few years back. That's definitely what's going on here. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Gotta get the orientation right for this paneling. And there is a whole lot of, so when you get to bag 5, there's a whole lot of panel building. Another candy cane looking thing going together here. I'm on the struggle bus now. Brent Bricks making the commute home. Mage Wizard says Disney calendars are dirt cheap, the Lego ones. Oh, Mage Wizard bringing up a discount one. I like that. Tillicel, hello. Psh, did I say that right? Tillicel, welcome to the channel. Leave a like. Fox is back. Psh, leave a like. We got 13 likes. The goal is to get to 20 likes. So see if we can get to 20 likes before Christmas. You guys are great for joining me in this build here. The gingerbread AT-AT, as you can see here, coming to completion slowly here. And I'm trying to make sure I orient everything correctly, because there's a whole lot of little panel pieces to finish up this thing. I do like the snap of everything going on here. And there's a ton of little pieces that go on. Okay, and this is all that to be a back panel. All right, so I've learned my lesson from the last time to hold this here so I don't take anything off. Okay, now we got a full panel. That looks cool to the gingerbread AT-AT. I love the fact that you put interior wreaths on the inside to Vader's little man cave, you know, in there, and you even got a Christmas gift waiting in the back. All right, so there's that. And now, stringing up some Christmas lights. this AT-AT has turned into quite, it's almost like a, if you're familiar with the term piñata, this darn thing is definitely looking like a piñata. And we got some Christmas light clip builds here to go into. There's a lot of these, so now it gets a little ridiculous. Okay, so these are gonna be fully decorated with clear little round single studs all across, and Christmas light effect on the whole thing. And lining these up perfectly is probably not going to happen, and that's okay. So I'll just do a few of these because I want to build the final panel and just show that off. Plus, I don't think you guys mind if I not do the entire Christmas light build here. So just trying to do enough here to make it look presentable, because I want to finish the main part of the set here. Okay, so you gotta do two of these things. And let's see, how does it attach? It literally, it's like stringing across a house. I think the last time I did something like this was for a DC set. It was I think from the Lego Batman movie. There was it was like Batman's birthday party or something. And you clip on a bunch of string light pieces like this to kind of make decorations. There we go, to make decorations for Batman's birthday. Was it Batman or Superman? I forget. Anyway, there we go. So that's what the string thing light looks like. It's kind of hastily hanging there. I don't know, it kind of matches up okay. Let me do it that way. Kind of matches up okay. All right, last part of the build, the other panel doors. And let me just make sure. Yeah, the last part of the build, the final panel door pieces, and then the table will be clear. And then I guess that's it for Christmas builds. So you deserve way more subscribers. Thank you, Vox. We'll get there, man. We will get there. We'll ask for more for Christmas. Try to get some more likes though. Here we got 13 likes. That's cool. So we get to 20. Lego should give each staff member a Lego Titanic. That would be amazing. You know, Chris Vic, for the special set that the Lego employees get, I bet they could sell whatever it is they get, because they get a limited edition exclusive Lego build. Like I think this year it's a like a buildable kind of mini modular Lego store set build or whatever, but they could easily sell that and probably make quite a lot of money off it, and then buy a Titanic. It's not exactly the same, but you know, if you want the Titanic more than a Lego exclusive set that, you know, if you kept would be probably pretty valuable in the near future, or even more so as time goes on, then that's one way of doing it. But yeah, that's kind of fun. I like that. Give the Lego employees, I don't know if all of them deserve something that exotic though. That's pretty impressive. Bryn Brick says, that's the sort of thing you want the gingerbread snowspeeder to wrap around its legs. Yes, Bryn Bricks, that's the one you mentioned, the snowspeeder gingerbread set. Reenact the scene from the battle on the planet Hoth from The Empire Strikes Back. I like that. Maybe they will do that, because that's just perfect. That is the perfect Christmas theme, gingerbread theme for next year. The Hoth build. I like that. How do we get Lego to consider that idea, Britton Bricks? So, you know, of course, they always know better, so who knows if they'll listen to you, but I think they should. Oh my goodness, did I totally... All right, there we go. It's like I thought I did this whole thing the wrong the wrong direction basically, but so far. All right, so back panel going on. And one panel left. There we go. Looking more and more complete. And let's get this last part of the doors built here and then put Vader and his Stormtrooper pilot back in place. This was my son building. You have this done in seconds and definitely faster than the pace I'm doing here. However, it's fun to talk and see what you guys are thinking. So, hey, Lego Clones review. Welcome, 14 likes. Very, very cool. Lego Clones review. So if you join the chat, please leave a like and tell us what Lego set you're working on or favorite Lego set in general. Love to have you guys share. Vox says, I make money for sleeping. Just kidding. Well, that's called passive income, Vox. Nice. Alexandria says, a toy store post office with Santa. There it is. Is that what the Alexandria is telling us what the Lego employees get this year? It's a toy store / post office with a Santa's grotto area. Thanks, Alexandria. Brent Brick says, I do, and we get tons of chocolate. I'm security during the night shift. Ah, very cool. All right. What do you all want for Christmas? Lego Clone Review says, well, if it's Lego, I mentioned yesterday, there's the Harry Potter, Hagrid and Harry's, oh my gosh, I can't say their names. Hagrid and Henry's motorcycle ride. I like that because it's got those unique Lego figure builds. They're not minifigure necessarily, they're just like big brick built figures. Hagrid and Harry's motorcycle ride. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's on my list for Lego. And then in general, just to be with my family, my friend, just to be with my family and enjoy a nice Christmas, of course. It's always a blessing to have your health and your family on special days like this and just be together. And of course, remembering why Christmas is a holiday and where it came from, and of course rejoicing in God coming to be with man and save us, and the salvation and greatest gift of all, right? Eternal life. I mean, if you're a Christian, then you know. So yeah, Christmas is just fun, but if I had to bring it down to a gift, that's what it would be, my friend. That's what it would be. Vox says, I want the Dune Ornithopter. Yes, that one kind of got some hype and then it just faded away. There's just so many Lego sets, that's why. Lego Clone says, I'm getting the Republic Juggernaut. Awesome. Tanner says, the Lego Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. If I said that if I said that correctly. Hey, I made a compound word. Coco Family says, hello, Coco Ham Family. Welcome again. Merry Christmas, guys, says Vox. I would love the gingerbread AT-AT or the yellow Lego semi-truck with a Lego livery on the trailer. Oh, nice, Brent Bricks. 2 cool sets. Not to brag, but since you brought it up, that was definitely a set I got last year that one. I don't know if you can see in the midst of all the builds there's the yellow Lego truck. Yes, another favorite. That makes me think of one other build. Alexandria brought it up and I agreed. That's a set I would love to have, is the Fortnite battle bus. So that would be another highlight of fun. Those are the gifts, like Hagrid and Harry motorcycle ride or the Fortnite battle bus, themes that I wouldn't necessarily collect, but I would love just to have as a gift. I think that would be pretty fun just to add to the Lego collection in general. And the builds themselves. And then if you wanted to go extreme, I would love the modular Natural History Museum. And then if you wanted to go extreme, the UCS Millennium Falcon, Or equally as exciting as a large scale build would be the Titanic. I think that would be super fun. I don't think I've ever built Lego sets that size and scale. I guess the Rivendell set is probably the biggest Lego set we own in terms of piece count. So yeah, I think that's that would be pretty awesome and fun Lego, or just in general Christmas gift wish list for, you know, someone like me being a Lego collector. And let me add the other side with a string of lights here. It's kind of like decorating your, you know, the outside of your house. We're decorating the outside of Darth Vader's gingerbread AT-AT here. And let's see, everything kind of clips in. Very clever build. I do appreciate all the little subtle details of this, especially the interior of the build itself. And I think we can now present, hopefully nothing falls off here. I think we can now present the gingerbread AT-AT and all its glory. So we've got the gingerbread AT-AT, one modification, me adding the Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper pilot there because he's got the right color for gingerbread builds. And as it kind of slowly wraps around, you see all the fun details of the interior again with the candy cane, the wreath, the hot cocoa, the fireplace, the green and red Christmas stockings. And then as you open up the other panel, the gifts and candy cane and mini wreaths hanging from the side of the panels, like that. And of course, you gotta appreciate the Darth Vader gingerbread build. How fun is that? So thank you guys. Thanks for the discussion and the chat, and Merry Christmas to everyone. I will definitely get back probably on Boxing Day, which is the 26th, or soon thereafter, to catch up with those of you who are around to talk about Lego gifts. And thanks so much. Thanks for all the likes, guys, and Merry Christmas.